Why, after all that time, why did you get interested in a changing world order and how countries go broke?
Okay.
Global macro investor do that.
Well, I'll tell you a story. When I was between college and Harvard Business School in 1971, I was clerking on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. And on August 15th, 1971, President Nixon gets on the television and he says, you know, our promises to allow you to turn in those dollars for gold, well, we're not going to stick to them. That wasn't his wording exactly, but money as we knew it, which was gold, and the money was we now know it, which is fiat money, was like checks. He didn't. We weren't going to get our money, and so I walked on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange the next morning, clerking, and I figured the market would be down a lot, and it turned out it was up a lot. And I hadn't been through a devaluation before, so I studied history, and I found out that on March 15th, or I think it was March 3rd, 1933, Roosevelt did the exact same thing on the radio, and I studied it. And as a result of studying that, I understood the mechanics of that, why the devaluation had that kind of effect. And I studied the Great Depression because what I learned was that it may not have happened in my lifetime before, these important things, but I need to understand them. So I studied the Great Depression, and that allowed me to make a lot of money and do very well in anticipating the 2008 financial crisis, and then to also the European debt crisis from 2010 to 2015. So I knew that things may have happened before. So I then needed to study. So there are things that are going on now that happen in our lifetime before. And I figured that I needed to study that. What causes the rise and decline of a reserve currency, or what causes the rise and decline of a great power? And so I needed to study the last 500 years, because a rise and decline of a reserve currency or a great power takes arcs. There's the British power. Before that, there was the Dutch and so on. And I needed to study that. I studied that 500 years. And then I saw that the same things happen over and over again for the same reasons. And now I'm at a stage in my life where what I want to do is pass along whatever I know to make it available to other people.